it's got this funky language it uses with you. This just like kind of chatty. It uses a chatty language to talk about history, and it really starts. It's starting to annoy me. Um,
That probably has to do with the system prompt.
it could be, or it could be like my regular chat GPT actually told it about myself and gave it information, so that the language it uses is very different from what Copilot is using.
So I thought Copilot was more of a programmer one.
It's Microsoft's version, ChatGPT. Actually, our school recommends us using Copilot because it's within the Microsoft 365 universe.
Ah, I didn't realize it was a full LLM. I thought it was because all the references I had at this point used it was for you can tie it into like Visual Studio Code, and it can suggest help you with your coding. So
That sounds fantastic.
very interesting, yeah. And I actually, and I've got actually a couple different programming AIs that I've got linked into it, so I can use. If you use Copilot, it costs money, but if you do a local one, it doesn't. So I can ask it programming questions, and it'll write a function for me or analyze something I've written or whatever. So
I asked the Facebook AI to write a keyboard capture routine for the Apple II Plus, and it wrote it in perfect assembler. It was crazy.
oh wow.
How did it know 6502 assembler? It's really cool.
Wow.
Very cool. I'm going to have to ask it how to defeat my opponent the next time I'm fencing.
Eric,
It
did
does
you
a really
Upload
good
watch
some
job.
video.
Did you watch the women's team foil?
I did not. I have been so busy with stuff, I've hardly had a chance to watch much of the Olympic fencing. I figured I'll catch it here on YouTube and whatnot. I was really excited, though. I'm glad Lee Kiefer did so well. And so that was pretty exciting for her, her second gold medal. So,
She's pretty incredible.
yeah, I had a chance to watch her fence live. Gosh, there before the pandemic, they had a World Cup event here in Long Beach. And so I went out there with a bunch of my students, and we had a chance to watch her. And let's see who else was fencing then. I think Alex Macialis was fencing at that one, and Garrick Meinhardt, and Niall Shamney Watson. So pretty cool. And then we were sitting close enough you could really see what's going on. And it was funny because you'll appreciate this, Brendan, but she was having problems with like off target happening on her foil. So here she's on the strip. She pulls her socket out. She gets a big glob of saliva on it, licks it, sticks it back in. It works fine for the rest of the bout. And I just had to laugh because that's the sort of thing that we've always done. Like, oh, you got a bad connection. Well, you could try to pry the prongs open there a little bit, or just spit on it and get through the bout. And it was hilarious that here she was at this World Cup event, spitting on her on her body cord. It was so it's sort of inside baseball for the rest of you guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. But you don't have that problem in
Electronics
epee.
is the science of contact. No, epee, it's no problem. Anything it hits.
Yeah. So foil, it's very temperamental, where it doesn't always want to do what you want it to do. Sometimes it wants you to do something else. randomly go off target for no very good reason. Speaking of off target, I guess it's time for us to do some fire combat, right?
Fire combat.
Is that where we left things off?
Yep.
We
Okay.
did.
We have our two of our favorite visitors here. We've got Nordic Maelstrom and Grim Harbinger. Grim Harbinger is watching us all the way from the United Kingdom. So it's probably either late or very early in the morning where he's at. So, and Nordic Maelstrom, I'm not sure what part of North America he's in. So, but he's planning on refighting Aspirin Esling, playing, I guess it's from Last Success OSG. So that must be Kevin Zucker's series, I believe. So, all right. So I have no idea where we're at. Who's shooting where?
Oh wait, I just realized I wasn't in the game. Hold on.
I noticed that there's another room open too. Somebody else is playing the battle.
Yes, yeah, and they're playing. It's either Chinese or Japanese or something.
Korean or Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are not the only ones. Although we should probably, we've got somebody else. How many people do we have? It says we got 7 people in the room.
Yep.
Okay, so we got Michael. Is Michael here with us?
I'm here.
Hey, okay. I didn't hear you, so that's what I thought. So I'm going to go ahead and lock the room, or try to lock the room. Let's see, so that way we don't have anybody else pop in who's doesn't belong here. We had that happen once or twice.
Yep.
Mhm.
We had that happen once, and it worked out pretty well. It was David who was
It was me.
sabotaging, coming in, moving units around. So, okay, well, cool. Well, I guess we're all ready to start shooting again, right?
Yep. Fire combat segment. Well, we might as well start with Mitch's guns because that's probably the main thing right now.
Mm.
Well,
Okay.
we've got that, and we've got some infantry. It looks like that they're adjacent there in the Borneo Village area, Borodino Village.
Yep.
I don't know that we got anything else to speak of anywhere else.
Okay.
No,
I
I
have
think
a
that's
couple of long-range artillery shots up off the ridge. If we start at the far right of the Russian line near Zaharino and go south, we'll come to the infantry.
okay. So tell us where we should start. So we'll just start on one end of the line and work our way down and around.
There's a Russian long ranger up here who's going to try to hit this cavalry way across the valley.
Okay, cool. At a range of 11.
11. So he's got 9 and no leader against a flank of the cavalry line. So it's 1.5 to 1. It's probably a hit.
A 45, probably.
And there, would there be
See,
one
1.5 to
ricochet?
1. Yeah,
Yeah, and then
42
it
or better.
ricochets into the left.
Okay, so that's a hit.
Okay.
And then it missed on the follow through.
In a big way.
Yep, get him out early.
Make a morale check here. Oh, pfft. Well, they're not happy about that.
So they're disordered and they shrink to 1 hex, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they shrink away from the hit.
Yeah. That's what I would do.
And then this battery up here has a shot over across at the infantry, also at the long range here. It's firing over the mill pond. So it has 7.5 to 9. This one has a +3 for the leader. So that's a miss. And then it ricochets through against the guy next to it, which is now 1-1 -6. And that's a miss as well.
Do they just disorder the cavalry or they rout?
No, they
No,
disorder.
sure.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Because in Premier and 3rd edition, 5th edition, you would have them route away. All right. Who's next shooting what?
Let's go ahead and go through the village.
Okay.
Let's just keep that direction going. Couple questions about the way this shot might work for me here. First of all, you got these guys that can fire into this hex.
Right.
They could combine with this unit into that part, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Can this unit fire here in conjunction with this unit?
Yes, because the
Yes.
refused flank is considered a front hex.
Okay, all right. So then what I want to do is I'm going to do a combined shot here first.
Okay.
And I want to say that's going to be 9 plus 12 is 21.
Yep. And I think the fire defense is skirmishers.
I think it's 1.5 to 1.
It's 15. So fire defense
Oh,
of
it's
15.
15.
Yeah. So you
so it's
are
just
still
1 to
1 to 1.
1 to 1. Okay, so here we go. 1 to 1. Hey,
Oh.
that's a hit.
That's a hit.
I'm going to use that on that cannon. What was I doing?
Are there any cannons left for you to shoot at?
None.
No. Still.
Okay.
So that's definitely a hit.
All right. And I'll make a morale check for these guys. I can't, hold on. Let me put on my glasses. 22. Oh,
And
yeah,
they're happy.
Should I shoot back with those now, or
Yeah, you would.
You may.
Yeah, you would shoot, and
Yeah, yeah.
and it's simultaneous fire, so the loss isn't counted.
oh, I just don't want us to forget.
Yeah.
Or
It's
do you
fine.
want? Oh, why don't you use the other half of that one then on the other
Yeah,
side?
I was going to do that one here, that half. So that's like a 1 to. Is it a 1 to 3?
Well, you'd have 9 to 15.
1 to 2.
Yeah.
Well, that's a miss.
Right.
I guess now would be a good time for you to shoot since you can catch up to us at this
Yep.
to this point.
Yeah. So that would be, there were 5 increments. So
So it would be
5
15 to 15 to 9.
To 9.
It's going to be 1.5 to 1. That's
That's
a
a hit.
palpable hit.
I think that that's probably going to be good. Let's
Pass
just
their
flip
morale
over.
check. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're not
All right.
Austrians at Colon or something like that.
We've got these guys.
Okay. Their what is their defense? Special structure is
They're in general order.
yeah,
So they're just going to be
and they can
whatever their
fire-
printed value is, right? Or are they
It's one-
considered in square?
It's 1/3. It's 1/3
Oh,
of their
It's like a
total.
square.
value.
so then
it's a
they're
third.
they're just worth 6 points then, right? So 6 times 3 divided by 3 is 6.
Oh no, I'm just saying. I thought you were shooting at me in the.
No,
No.
no, no. I'm not.
Oh, okay. So I'll just fire there. So that would be, what did you?
6 to
8,
6 to 9.
6 to 9 there. Okay. Oh, that's a hit.
Yep.
Oh, and they're half dead.
Chipping away at them.
That means there's a minus 500 on them.
Exactly.
We'll do this one into the side there.
Well, that's not the side.
And
It's
Mitch-
all around flank.
Mitch, you should
Oh.
add in the artillery battery from across the way. The 3rd artillery battery probably should make that shot also now.
we make that shot? And by the third artillery battery, which one are you referring to?
Isn't there one that doesn't have a line of sight because of the hill slope? It's probably this one.
But that one probably can fire. Let's go ahead and do a line of sight.
The one you just indicated under Euler probably wants to make the shot against the unit in clear terrain. But
Right
the
here.
southern battery, the southern battery can't see that one, so it should fire straight over the nose of the ridge.
Okay, so we'll do a
RJMB.
combined shot there. So that'll be 9 plus 12 is 21.
Yep, 21 to
general
9.
order?
So that's going to be 2 to 1.
That's a miss, I think.
That is a miss. You need a little bit more than that.
Okay. Do you want to fire back at this location, or I don't know if you can because it's at your side since you're in line.
No,
Yeah,
it's
no.
not. He's
That's
in
a
the
plan.
village. It's all around
Oh,
facing.
sorry.
Yeah.
Not all around, but flanks are front.
Yeah.
Are you in general order?
No, he's in a
No.
line.
Can you be at a line and?
Yep.
I guess I'm confused.
Yeah. So the special rules for the villages is that they're not general order terrain, but if you're in line, your flank is considered a front hex side.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So
Okay.
so this would be if he weren't out in the open, that would yes be a flank, and he couldn't do anything about it necessarily. But because of the special nature of the village, it's considered a front hex, and so he could combine
Okay.
with this guy and this guy to fire on that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sure,
So
sure.
that would be 3, that'd be 9, and then what, 2 times 3 is 6, so 15 to,
No, it's more than that.
It's
'cause this
7,
is-
right? You have 2.5 in this hex, so times 3, that's going to be 7.
no, there's only 4 increments left. In that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
So
you
it's
got
2.
9 and 12, right? This is 12 here.
Yep.
So you're
Oh,
going to
4
have
can-
21, 21 to 9. It's going to be a 2 to 1 shot.
Wait, so 4 increments can fire, so that's
Yep.
4 times 3 is 12, and then this is 2 times 3 is 6, so
Six.
18.
Oh, 18, okay. Yeah, it's still 2 to
18
1.
to 9, yeah, 2 to 1. Oh, wow.
That's
65.
almost, but not quite 2 hits. That's a single hit.
Made his
And
morale check.
they just laugh in the face of danger.
All right, I want to say that these 2 units here should be able to shoot at this unit.
Okay, so you would have that's a 2 to 1 shot with a +3 for Euler.
Right.
And that's good enough for a
Okay.
hit.
And I'm just trying to remember, do we even have ricochet in this marshy land, or is it
It's
stopped
yeah,
at
it's
all?
it's considered clear terrain. So there is ricochet to, I guess it would be what, this unit back here?
I think so. Would everybody agree?
Yeah.
Probably a miss.
And that's going to be, well, with a -3 on it, it's going to be a 31.
31.
And what is the what are
18
the
to
odds?
9.
It's still, well,
2 to
no, they're
1.
in the woods though, aren't they? Or the orchard?
They're in orchard.
Okay, so
But they're
okay,
in,
gotcha.
but they have,
It's
so they have a
minor.
defense of 7,
It's
right?
minus
Since they're
6.
not in line. So it would be 18 to 7 is going to be 2.5 to 1, right?
It's just
Yep.
2 to 1. Not 2.5. Yeah, 2.5.
Do they not have a 2.5 to 1?
It's 2.5. It is 2.5.
But it's -6.
Right. So 2.5 to 1. a 26 or better is a hit. And so modified, that's going to be a 31. So that would be a single hit on it.
Maybe a hit.
Yep.
I thought it was -6.
Well, but the
Yeah, but
leader.
he's a +3 for the
There's no
leader.
leader
No, it's
bonus.
leader, but leader,
Oh,
leader.
you're
No,
right.
the
I'm
leader
sorry.
doesn't count on a
Yeah,
ricochet.
no, you're right. It doesn't. So I'm so used to that from all the other ones. So sorry. Yes, it's a miss.
All right, let me go ahead and adjust. This one here.
Do, 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 do.
I think he has a shot here. Well, that's just a leader, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is just a leader as well, or is
No,
what is
that's
that?
a skirmisher.
That's a skirmish.
Okay, we'll take a shot at him then. I have 5.
So 5 to
that
14. It's a 1 to 3
1 to 3?
shot. Yeah.
Here we go. Hey, that's
Oh,
a hit.
there you go.
You did listen to AC/DC the vinyl, right? Before you
There's already a hit on these guys. Okay, I didn't notice that. And morale check. Ooh, 21. Nope, that's not good. So you said they shrink down 1 hex.
Bob, they shrink away from the fire.
Oh, okay. Which way would be away? That way?
I think it'd be your
Yep.
choice.
That's right.
Okay.
They shrink away from the hip, so you did it right. On the road is really.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. I'm thinking that only this one has a shot here. Do you think, Brendan, is that right, or does these two have a shot? I can't see any shot.
I'll bet that's probably out of range for those guys that you could try it.
But there's a shot here. I know that. And he
Yeah,
can fire.
that's a good shot. Do the other two fit or no?
I don't see one in range. Let me just double check here. No, I don't think so. Though the next thing would be whether or not this one has a shot. And it does. Okay. All right. Actually, I think we're going to take this one down here and we're going to shoot at the disordered here.
Okay.
Because I think that's my better shot. We'll get one ricochet, and it's just the one shot, so it's 9 to a disordered.
Disorder in the clear is 8.
So 1 to 1 plus 5. Not a hit. And the roll through. The roll through misses as well.
Yep.
No ammo to deplete there. And I think that means I don't have a shot. I guess I got a shot here if I haven't shot at this guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
no, you haven't shot at him.
all right, so I have a 9.
9 to 8.
To there.
And he's got, what, 9 increments? I
Yeah.
don't know if that does anything on the modifier thing anymore.
And there's a question: Can Yermolov still support that?
Not really.
No. If it was part of
Not
a
as a-
combined
not as a part
thing,
of- not as a-
he's
not-
not
yeah.
stacked with it.
Okay, I can't call that a grand battery thing, and he can't run the whole show.
Well, I would think that the battery
Problem
that
is-
he's stacked with would have to be involved with the fire,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. I mean, that's the way we've kind of done it,
Yeah.
Brennan and I have done it.
So that's pretty obvious. Yeah.
Okay, it's a miss. Nine. You see? Are some of these guys a 9? Okay.
Yep. that guy you were just clicking on, that cavalry unit, probably your best target.
Ooh, I've got, okay, I think it can only shoot at this one. I think that is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, okay, could hit that one as well. All right, so we'll hit this one here.
Your cavalry is your better target, but you could hit the infantry.
Oh, yeah, we'll hit the cavalry here. That's fine. We'll give it a shot.
That's
See if
the-
we can-
You want the live
Oh,
guard.
these are the cavalry? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
We'll do the cavalry, you suggest. That's a miss.
Just quickly, that third combined light battalion, I believe, should actually be stretched out to 2 hexes. I think it has 5 increments. It's a little squinty to read the number. That's a 5.
Yeah, that's a
honestly.
5. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
It's
one
Gothic,
of those
you know,
German Gothic ones, yeah. Yeah, if you zoom in, I think you can see it.
I thought those were 3s as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I think that concludes my sector of guns. Fire.
all right. I don't have anything that can shoot just yet. At least I don't think I do. Rick, have you got anything?
I don't think we have anything arrayed.
Yeah. I know you unlimbered some artillery, but then you chased my guy off, so.
Well, you know,
So it
I'm
worked.
efficient with my moves.
All right. If that's it for fire, then we would have what? Recovery phase?
Any assaults? And I don't think we have any assaults going on.
Wait for
So
it.
They
now
would
it's
have little
recovery.
markers on them, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now we have recovery from disorder.
Okay.
I've got a few of those.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start with the cavalry up there. So, here we go. Nope, they're still disordered. Let's see, where else? Then we'll do
These guys are
this
eligible.
guy here. He's at 22. 31.
So
That's
yeah,
enough.
he's gonna be fine because
What's the disorder? What's the disorder mod?
it's -3.
Oh, okay.
And this one here. They're happy. And these guys here. That's probably not good.
Yeah, that's gonna be modified to a 21.
Oh,
Might even get a
16.
modifier for. Well, he's also going to get a modifier for being in
Oh.
having 2 units in stack.
Oh, so he'd have another -3. So he'd have a -6.
Which takes him 1 below. So I think.
So that would be a roll of a 24 would become then a 14.
Are they the same regiment?
No, one is the 3rd of the 9th line, and the
Okay.
other is the 33rd of the 35th.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're different regiments.
The light infantry down in the riverbed probably rallies back to a column, not skirmish.
Oh, the down here
Yeah.
into a column. Okay.
Yep.
So just facing the road or the river, or
You
my
can have him
choice?
face anywhere you want, but he would come back in column, not in skirmish.
Yeah, I'll just leave him like that. That's
Yeah, just flip him back to his
Oh.
regular
Now, if he's
side.
column, he's going to have a train though. Well, I'm not sure that is in fact a rule.
A train?
Well, if he's
He-
cavalry,
he-
he's going to have.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
infantry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
All right.
That's all but for on my side of
Okay,
things.
I've got a disordered Cossack out here in the hinterlands. The hinterlands of the Kalugan swamp. Let's roll, let's see if we're lucky. A 46 becomes a 43. Survey says, hey, he passes. All right. So when the cavalry come back from being disordered, are they then in column or are they in line? What's the rule for that?
Column also, I think.
Column also.
I
So
thought it
then-
was any, and I might be thinking wrong rule set, but I thought it was any single hex formation.
Very good question. Somebody should go read.
I'm looking here to see what. The,
Do, 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 do. Involuntary movement. That's not it.
It might be.
It might be under morale, like way at the far end, like rule
yeah,
20.
I'm looking at. I'm going to page 53. Let's see.
Recovery
there's
for
recovery
It's
good.
page 53.
The only
on
recovery gun in the
1.24.
this is a compensating facet when making merit roll units do not pass and apply modified disorder. Units and just may not make this morale check when they are adjacent plus grind.
Oh, yeah. So it says here cavalry units that recover good order in the reorganized segment, so go immediately to line unless in general order terrain. These formation changes are considered involuntary and do not trigger opportunity reactions. Artillery units that recovered good order remain unlimbered or limbered. Infantry go to column unless in good order terrain. So cavalry is going to go to line. And infantry is going to go to column unless they're in general order terrain. Cool. All right, so I just need to turn him. Bing, bing. Okay. All right, that takes care of that. Did we have any other housekeeping stuff we have to do before we advance the clock?
All right, well, recovery from PGD is next, and I don't think we have any of that. Morale level determination, which I don't think we have had enough casualties for that. Cavalry readiness recovery.
I haven't had any charges yet.
Now, volunteer gunners, so we don't have any of those.
Although
going
I
on.
was curious with the charge that Rick did, would he be tired even though we didn't? I mean, I retreated before combat. Would he be marked as tired or because he charged even though we didn't do combat?
Yes.
I think so.
So I guess that's the guy there with Borisdal.
And the next one that applies is housekeeping.
All right. Is that
Did you click the move button to clean off the move?
not yet? We ready to do that? Or did somebody already hit the move button? It looks like it's already been cleared.
I don't see any.
All right. So now we go to 8 o'clock on the big old timepiece in the sky. Okay, cool. So we've gotten through now, what, 2 hours, 6 turns approximately?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, as long as we have very little combat, it goes really fast. So French, just hold back. Don't do anything. Just sit there. Slowly creep forward. And we'll be able to get through at least another couple of hours in a few weeks. So that's what we call progress.
So.
So it's the 8 o'clock turn. I think that, unless I'm mistaken, the French get some reinforcements this turn. They
Yep.
they get Piatowski comes on board with some of his light cavalry. It looks like he's got what? 3 brigades of light cavalry, part of his core cavalry, and then at 8:20, the 16th Division of Infantry, and then at 8:40, the Reserve Artillery and the 18th Division of Infantry. So, yeah, exciting stuff. The Revenge of the Poles. The return of the Revenge of the Poles.
So that cavalry, they designate a square for that they're going to move towards.
Terminus hex.
Terminus hex.
Right,
yes.
right, yes. So the reinforcements, not only that, but the subsequent infantry, you can set. And I think from what I mean, it's been a while since we'd read it, but
If you're going to use the terminus X, that should have already been selected earlier in the game. I believe there's just one, unless I misread the rules on that.
well, I don't know if there's a terminus hex per se that's stipulated in the scenario, but usually for an administrative march, you're going to, well, we can just read through it here because this is what it is, right? An administrative march. The destination hex must be either a hex within the command span of a superior leader who is the leader of the maneuver unit's chain of command, or the destination hex must be a designated terminus hex, or any road trail hex on the shortest route or routes in hexes between them. For example, a destination hex for a division leader must be within either his corps commander's or army leader's command span, but not necessarily both. For reinforcements whose superior leader is not yet on the map, the destination hex must be a terminus hex. Players may voluntarily cancel an administrative march and perhaps specify a new destination hex by expending another command point. So that didn't exactly answer what the terminus hex is.
Maybe it's in the special rules.
8.10.6, I think.
8.10.6. Oh, yeah.
Says at the
Or
beginning of the
0.7.
game.
At the beginning of
Yeah,
a
that's right.
game, the owning player may designate a terminus hex for each reinforcement entry location. The terminus must be named location on a road or trail that leads to the entry hex. The turn following their entry, reinforcements may use the regroup procedure with the terminus acting as if it was the unit's unit's immediate superior. Units are not required to regroup toward the terminus and may instead regroup towards their immediate superior. Note, in some scenarios, the terminus hex may be specified by the scenario rules. So I don't recall if there was anything specifying a terminus hex for the poles for the reinforcements. You guys recall seeing anything in the scenario rules for the French?
Not in the scenario rules. Michael is just joining us though, right, to play Poniatowski. So
Yep.
Yeah.
he should have the chance to designate a terminus if he wants to.
Yeah. So based on what it says here, Michael, it's going to be a named location on a road or trail that leads to the entry hex. So for you, that's going to be Utitsa is the obvious one because that's a named location on the road that you're entering on. Or you could go to Artemensky, which is also on a road or trail, or Machina. So those are the only three that I can see, unless you were going to name, some other village that's kind of connected via road. I guess you could put anything, right?
Go
You
for
could,
broke. Make
you
it
could,
Moscow.
you could put Semenyoevskoy, you could put Gorky. But then you'd have to be moving that way towards it. And you don't necessarily have to stay in road, right? But it's just a road that eventually connects to it. Am I understanding that correctly? Kind of giving it a very liberal read?
Yeah.
Well, do
Usually
we
the
need
road
to-
is the best and most economical, though. But yeah.
Do we need to turn
So-
right now, or can we talk about this in the French?
Yeah, you guys can
Well-
hash it out, I guess. But for each reinforcement, must be a named location on a road or trail.
We have to do it for
Yeah,
all of them.
yeah. Units are not required to
Oh.
regroup towards it, but can regroup towards their immediate superior. So you could name something, and then you don't necessarily have to go towards it. You could just follow your corps commander in this particular case, or regroup towards Napoleon, since he's the army commander. So
Yeah, but doesn't Poniatowski have to go towards Napoleon, which is
Well,
almost the opposite
that's what I
direction?
wanted you to do. Yes, he's going to head
right.
there.
So that way, then he could become an activated leader
Yep.
once he stacks with Napoleon, and then you get the most bang out of your buck for
Yep.
command point wise. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that would mean then you could, if you wanted to have the cavalry or whatever else moving in that direction. I don't know where the thing is. You could then set Shevardino as the terminus hex, for example.
No, I don't want that. No, he's.
No, we have them.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys have got it figured out then. So we'll trust you, and you just let us know where it is, and that way then we know going forward what's up with that. But yeah, Piatowski doesn't have to
Do
go
we have
there.
to let you know all of them, or just the one that's coming on?
You have to let us know for every reinforcement. You have to do it at the beginning of the game. So
Yeah, so
in
what I'm
theory,
asking,
you should
when
have
we
done
do it
it
in
at
game-
the beginning of at the 6 o'clock turn.
No, what I'm asking is, like, in theory, we should have done it for all the reinforcements. I agree.
Right.
Once we've done that, is that just something that's on paper? And until they come in and I place the terminus hex, do you know?
Oh, so are you
Maybe
saying
not.
do you share it with
Yeah.
us?
Right.
Well,
I'm thinking you would only know once I place the terminus hex for the thing coming in, right?
I don't know what it says about that. I mean, we don't have any
I
sort of
don't know
hidden
why we
movement
would
here.
I don't know why
No.
we would know at all.
If I know where your terminus hex is before the game starts, I might use that knowledge to set something up to screw you. Not the
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, at this particular stage in the game, I don't know that that's something that is a possibility. I do know that with other games, you could be really gamey and the reinforcements are showing up XYZ, and so then you plug up the gap so that way nobody can arrive.
right.
But
Right,
you
you
do have
can't-
the
you
option.
can't
with that
actually-
cavalry, right?
Right,
had-
you actually can't prevent them from arriving.
Yeah,
they,
because they would show up
They-
a few hexes
Yeah.
to one side or the other, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, at this stage in the game, we're so far away from wherever they're marching in, we can't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, it's more
Well,
just as a rule. If you guys are rules experts, I was more curious. Do you need to enlighten your opponent what your terminus hexes are for your forces game, or do you tell them when you get the reinforcement and you place? That's all.
I would assume that that's secret. I don't know why we would know then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the rule. I mean, at least from what I read, it's silent on the subject, although it does have something here about secret moo creation, right? But why would it say that you had to designate all of your terminus hexes at the beginning of the game if you're
Well, for the same reason I'm saying you shouldn't know what I'm doing. I shouldn't be able to watch the battlefield and then all of a sudden say, I want it here based off of everything that's going on from my
Right.
God's eye view.
So right now I would say, okay, the cavalry come in, I'd say, oh, make the terminus hex our temp key, you know?
So I think having it, I think it's cool that I have to think strategically with a bunch of unknowns and kind of figure out where I want my terminus hex. I love that. Versus seeing how things are developing, and then all of a sudden, hey, I'm going to be going here to reinforce this, stop this attack. That's
right. So I guess
you don't
if
have
we
any
were
idea
if we
about
were
that.
playing at consim, you'd write down, hey, terminus hexes are this, this, and this, and
Yep.
we'd slip the piece of paper under the map, and then when the time came for the reinforcements, you'd pull it out and you'd show me, hey, this is where it's at, kind of a thing, or whatnot.
coming in. Yeah.
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 Yeah. No, I think that would be fine.
So we'll go and we'll put down all the reinforcement locations. Terminus. We did not do that.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll go to our separate. Yeah.
As a useful positive thing, because you have the terminus hexes, I think the units can keep moving in those directions while the marshal runs off, confers with Napoleon,
Yep.
gets activated, and then it hustles back to your
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go to the terminus hex. It's only those formations do.
Yep.
So, okay. Cool. All right. Any other comments, questions before we go into our breakout rooms?
And I guess while we're there, might as well figure out where we're doing putting our.
Yeah, we're going to figure out our commands and put down our maneuver units for the 8 o'clock turn.
Now, is Pontnowski's command point available
that
this
next
turn, or
turn.
not till next?
Next turn, yeah, because he's not on the map. So he shows up as a reinforcement this turn, and then next turn you'll have a command point for him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, okay,
All right.
off to coalition headquarters. All righty-o. How goes it, gentlemen?
Good enough.
We've had a good opener to the game. It's going well.
Yeah. I got your note, so took a look at it. We'll just have to see what they do.
Well, there were a couple of minor technical things that I thought could be useful to chat about. Eric, if you look at the command structure of your Second West Army, over the next several turns, you could conceivably build up a pretty fully activated core spread, because Bagration can be east of where he is now. He's the army commander.
Right.
And Raevsky has 10 hexes to him. And then you probably, between 10 hexes to Raevsky from Bagration and Kuchkov, who's the third corps commander, he can probably wander over to Bagration, get activated, and then head back east so that he's activated for his yellow divisions.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea.
That, you may not ever have the chance to use it much, but at least he'll be activated when the time comes.
Yes. No, I agree. That's a good idea. Right now, Bagration, let's see, Raevsky needs to be with, there's the 26th and the 12th. So, and he's got a range of 10, or he should just have a range of 6? Or is he considered a wing commander?
Raevsky has 6 to his division commanders,
Right.
and then he has 10 to Bagration. So you can bring Raevsky himself somewhat to the east, and then Bagration can go pretty far east, which is
Okay.
going to just barely squeak him into, like, Tuchkov can come from Third Corps, can come back, get activated, and then he can, it's a way
Run
stretch
back,
off
yeah.
to the east. Yeah. But it's a little bit feasible.
Right. Okay. I will take a look at that because it would be nice to be able to activate that as a core depending on circumstances as the game progresses. So,
Exactly.
okay. Cool. I'll keep that in mind.
Mitch, I had a couple of minor technical command things for you, if it's helpful.
Sure, it is.
If you look at Lavrov, he's the Guards Corps commander, 5th Corps. He's at the moment, he's just northeast of the Great Redoubt.
Talking about Lavrov.
Yep.
Northeast
With the
of the
big
Great
red
Redoubt?
He's like here.
Oh, so sorry. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
So his command range is 6 to his brigade commanders, and he's got that extra grenadier brigade, the combined grenadiers. He's 1 hex out of command for command reach for that guy, so that at the end of next turn or during the leader move phase, you probably want to drop Lavrov a hex or 2 to the east, so that he'll reach into range of the grenadier commander. It's not critical, but it's, you know.
And can you flash the grenadier commander you're talking about? Oh, okay. I got you. Okay.
That way, because that way, if you ever do, when the time comes, you give Lavrov a full corps command, then he's going to pull in that grenadier brigade as well. It's just, that many more units. There's also there's a minor stacking thing among the Guards Cuirassier cavalry.
Yes.
The cavalry stacking limit is 18, and those regiments are big. There's like 1 stack you've got that's a 10 and a 9. So
okay. So I got 19. I got to get those.
Don't worry about it now, but when the move comes, you'll want to separate them.
Yeah. Okay.
Minor thing. And then one other little technical thing. The Guards have their horse batteries that belong to the cavalry brigade. That's the gray ones here, right?
Yes.
And they're going to be joined by one of the 2-6 artillery batteries over here.
Yes.
But the other 2-6, its job is actually to go join the Guards foot artillery, which is up here. And they're going to end up under the command of Rosen. So the one guy you've got who's currently indicated as Lavrov, you might want to rename him to Rosen so that he'll be under command over that. Because the job of that battery is to stack up with those and get a full 6-point, 6 increment battery.
You said Rosen, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Although you may already have one. Actually, what you've got there, you actually have a free battery. That is a reserve battery. Because this one's already allocated to Rosen. So that's all set.
I'm going to mark him reserve then.
That's good, yeah. Then he could fade into the background, or you could give him to Eric or something, just to share the wealth. That's up to you.
Share the wealth. There we go.
Yeah, let's maybe do that. Let's do. Who should we give it to, Eric? Eric, what do you want to do with it? You want to bring it all the way over? Or
no. We're fine for the moment.
Maybe you could leapfrog it over.
We'll just keep it where it's at, unless you're trying to get it out of the way.
Not necessarily. But I could assign it to any one of my guys, and I could move it down too.
Just
I could leave it with Lavrov, and then just move it down.
And we can always move it later, depending on how things start to play out.
Yeah, I definitely want to get it off the road, though, if I can.
Yeah.
Don't leave it there. Mm-hmm.
So that was the technical stuff. Now I had a few tactical thoughts, if it's useful to talk about them.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start in the upper left. So that's the French left wing, Russian far right wing.
Okay.
We had taught, it was really interesting last turn, you know, thanks to Mitch's skill with the artillery, you completely knocked out their base of fire with the long range 12 pounder.
Mhm.
And what immediately happened was their infantry that was probing into the Green Valley, it ran away because it lost its support.
That is interesting, isn't it?
Like that's a really good example. That was a good move by them too, but you kicked out the support from under it and the whole division had to pull back. And
I was
what
thinking
that
about, what about
does,
taking these guys out of square that are northeast of Borodino and putting them in line and engaging with the French out on the plain?
exactly. So now let's talk at mid-strategic level. So what we now have the opportunity to do, they have their 13th Infantry Division isolated on our side of the stream. And the general plan that we chatted about last week was for your 6th Corps, which is the guys in board, the division that's in Borodino, 24th Division, and their support, the 7th Division, was to go attack 13th and the 14th Division. And the general plan was for you to move southward into the Green Valley. But now what's happened is the 13th Division is all alone. And your 24th Division in the village is right in front of it. So I think instead of going south, this is a perfect opportunity to engage their 13th Division really, really heavily with your 24th Division in Borodino Village.
Can you kind of protect my side from all this cavalry?
Well, exactly. And what that's going to do is I have the whole 4th Corps moving towards you, and I'm going to push the 4th Corps against his cavalry while my cavalry comes up. So now we're going to get the 4th Corps infantry squares pushing down to your flank to support your 24th Division. And what we're actually trying to do, if you look at the 2 artillery batteries that they have that are across the river,
Mm-hmm.
they have put them in the mousetrap because the black slope is going to trap those 2 artillery batteries.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can engage their 13th Division heavily with your infantry in line or skirmish firepower, then you'll tie up the 13th Infantry and start inflicting hits and disorder on it.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, my 4th Corps, which is 2 divisions, are going to press down behind you to your right flank and support you, hold off the cavalry, and depending on how they move, we have a chance to drive the whole Russian 4th Corps right down onto the black slope mousetrap and just squeeze out and crush any French that are caught in that mousetrap.
I like that a lot. Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. And I will be bringing the cavalry reserve and the Cossacks behind the 4th Corps infantry. So we're going to get in there onto that mousetrap with combined arms at large scale. And we probably will win this flank fight over the course. It's going to take 2 to 3 hours, but we'll probably win it pretty good.
And do you envision me bringing both of my active divisions within the 6th Corps into this fight, or do I just fight with the 1 division?
So here's what you should do. You should take the 24th Division and attack out of Borodino Village against the 13th Division.
Absolutely, that makes sense.
And the 7th Division should move up and take the place of 24th in the village.
Okay, that makes sense. I'll stagger it out. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Exactly.
All right. So with that note, I do need then to have a command point, which I'm going to take the Russian 2nd. I'm going to put that on Doctorow.
There you go. Exactly. And I'm going to need my 4th that I had last time to keep pushing the 4th Corps. And I'm going to roll for Platov's Cossacks who succeed. So that was Platov. Like, so that was kind of on that side. And then you remember from last turn, you had of the 6th Corps, you have those artillery batteries trickling forward to get into the Green Valley, and their job is going to be to go here and here and they're going to fire, or here and here or here. Their job is to put diagonal fire onto the corner of the village.
Are we talking about pronating my artillery another turn forward too, as well?
Yeah, you can watch and see what the French do. The other thing is, if you're going to be prolonging the Guards' artillery, then Lavrov will need a command point, but that may be tricky because Eric might need them. We should roll for how many command points we have.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
good
go
point.
ahead.
All right, here we go. 61. I think that's
That sounds
just
good.
one. It's probably artillery released and one command point.
Yep.
Yeah. Reserve batteries released. So, okay.
So we have our usual 6.
We have our usual 6.
So then so Mitch, you get the general picture, some details on that.
Mhm.
So I am building up strong artillery on the ridge along New Smolensk Road, because Second Corps is coming up to add to the fun here. We're just looking to try to totally overwhelm the 13th, the French 13th. But what that means is, when you come attack the French 13th Division, you want to get your battalions attacking from the north,
Yes.
and you want to leave a window here, because I'm going to get artillery along the road, and I had a bare diagonal shot across the mill pond, but you want to leave me some space
Yep.
so that I can get more artillery. So this skirmisher and this square have to clear out. Good places for them would be up here.
Okay.
Just make sure because you want to be pressing down on the 13th Infantry Battalion with your infantry, so that I can fire crossways at them and ricochet the artillery through them.
We'll see if we can give you some angles.
Exactly. The main thing is just to free up this square and these hexes, so those battalions are but they're part of your offensive anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because I'm gonna put those into, at least I'm gonna put the line units in line. I'll keep the skirmishers probably in skirmish, but you got it. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And then you can also use the skirmishers in line. Some other things to be aware of. I mean, you probably want to engage the 13th Division for about 2 turns by firepower, and then on the 3rd turn, it's probably going to be time for the bayonet.
Okay, I was kind of thinking about how long do we go before we. I think we have to kind of see what our results are, but yes, yeah. I mean, once we get 2 or 3 steps on people, it's time to go.
Mostly when they start disordering, and
even better.
like, and the thing about this is they're basically in the mousetrap now, so there's no rush. They can either run or die. That's going to be their choice. And if they're smart, they'll pick up and run now. If they think they have to keep attacking, they may stick there longer than they should, and then they're all going to die. So we'll see. And meanwhile, the 4th Corps in the north, I'm going to try to close off the top end of the Black Slope, so that we'll trap those 2 artillery batteries. And our goal is, over 2 to 3 hours, to pinch out those 2 artillery batteries that he's got there.
Makes sense to me. I'm down with this plan.
And we're bringing lots of units, and they only have a few units, so we can afford losses, not stupid losses, but we can afford to get into a 1-to-1 trade-off attrition. We'll end up winning that, so that's good.
I probably need to pull this 1 battalion that's already half dead out of there, I'm thinking too.
You know what you should do? You should stack somebody else on top of him, because when he's down to 2, if you get a 4-point or a 5 that's taken a hit, you can actually, you get a 6-point line, which is fine.
Gotcha. Okay.
So for example, and then you'll want ideally the same regiment. So this guy here, Flusselberg, you don't want to pull out of opponent. You don't want to take the morale check. You don't have to. But when you have a chance, go stack those 2 together because they're the same regiment.
Now I was looking at that, and there's no modifier for same regiment. I don't. If it's a stack of 2 units, it's a stack of 2 units. Is
It's
there
a
some
special
specific-
scenario.
Oh, is
Scenario.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the
Okay,
scenario rules.
Sorry,
So it's an
there we go.
exception to the usual rules.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so
So
there
that
is a
was that
reason to
part.
Okay.
And then another couple of things. On the French side, they have new units coming up. The 8th Corps, which has a lot of light cavalry in it. So there begins to be a possible French suicide maneuver of attacking our grand batteries with light cavalry. It's very suicidal, but it is possible. So what you're going to want to do, your blue hussar here,
Mm-hmm.
he's currently blocked from charging out because the artillery battery stacked into the square. But the
Right.
artillery battery is moving forward. You need to leave that as a 4-point square, but the artillery will be cleared out and set up down in the Green Valley. So the hussar will get clear channel. But this hex here is a very good place to if you can pull Dorokhov, the cavalry leader,
Yes.
if you can pull him forward into the Green Valley, then he can pull a heavy cavalry unit out to this outpost hex here. And this is
Okay.
a super sweet hex because it's in reverse slope. It can't get shot by artillery, but it has, then it has a zone of control and a cavalry reaction out across the
Okay.
open.
So,
So, and then
do
you
that
also,
with regroup. Okay.
yeah, so you're going to want to pull Dorokhov, the leader. You don't need to spend a CP on the whole cavalry division, but you want to try to get a cav unit in here. It's
Yeah.
possible this turn they could try a suicide rush against our grand batteries if they get the chit early. They're welcome to do that. They may disorder or kill some of our batteries. That's too bad, but it will cost them heavily in their cavalry. So, that's just the breaks if that happens.
Now I'm thinking I also need to. Looks like is it? Trying to think about who's the leader of these light cavalry behind. This stuff needs to come forward too.
That's Dorokhov. Yeah, like because your batteries are prolonging, the heavy batteries, you're going to want to trickle. So if you pull Dorokhov, the cav leader, if you pull him out into the Green Valley, out to like here or here,
Yes.
then he's able to pull. He's able to pull both the dragoons and the hussars a few hexes
Okay.
behind him.
Okay. Okay.
They
I
don't
thought I
need to
had
move
two
very
leaders.
far. Was
I
that?
thought I had 2 leaders for this cavalry business that I had.
Yeah, there's a dragoon leader, Yakov. So he pulls the dragoon.
Okay, I'll take a look at my command and make sure I understand who's needs
Yeah,
to get where they
that
are.
is.
But I'm
so
going to do all that through
Dorokhov
the.
here. The division commander and the hussar commander is here, and the dragoon commander is here.
Oh, he's
Yeah, Yakov. Yeah, you're going to want both Dorokhov and Yakov because then they can pull the light cav for Dorokhov and the dragoon regiments. They can pull them forward into, and you got to get them far enough ahead so that they can come into that
Oh yeah, I
little
got it. So it's got to be 3 beyond where I want to get to. Gotcha. Mhm.
That's right. So the cav
Hopefully,
leaders
hopefully
are
the
gonna,
leaders before the regroup this turn, but sometimes you get what you want and sometimes you don't.
this like over the next 2 turns you want to kind of work.
Okay.
And that's about it. That's all the babbling monologue I have. All right.
Okay, I need 3 command points, if it's okay with
Good
you
with me.
guys.
If you want the 4th, as far as I'm concerned, it's fine.
Well,
Unless
Eric, I think take mine. You get when you should take mine, and then I think that Mitch should use 1 for the guards because you'll want to prolong the guards heavy. You need it.
yeah, so you've got yours for the 4th Corps, and you've got yours for Doktorov's Corps, and then you're going to take 1 for Lavrov. Okay, so that's 3, and then I'll have 3, and then I will roll for Karpov and see if I can do it.
What number is available?
6 is available.
I'm going to clone that and use that then. And that is the Lavrov.
And he passes. All right. So you've got 6. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uvrov passed. Karpov passed. Let's see if I can find another marker.
I put my chips into the preps one down.
1, 2, 3, 4. We need number 4 here.
I put 2 and 6 in the
And what
cup.
have you got? Number 15 is for the
That's on
for
Karpov.
Karpov.
That's Flakov on far right. That's my Cossacks.
Yeah, your Cossacks. I'll take number 14 then for my Cossacks. Okay. Okay. All right. And so that should be in the cup. We should have... has everyone dropped in their chits into the cup?
I put 2 and 6 in.
Okay, and I've got 14, 1, 3, and 5. Okay, and then did you drop yours into the cup, Brennan?
Yes.
Okay, all right, well, we've got our stuff done. We've done our part to make the world a better place. Or at least to think about it.
Who's building a battery around R12? Is that me or you or both of us?
Are you talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a couple of horse guns that I was going to try to get into position over here, right?
Okay.
But we could use your heavy guns over here. We could redeploy that battery, depending on what you guys want to do. You can either keep pounding away for a little bit and then move it down over here. And then that would then...
I think the guard's heavy battery should keep pounding away for a couple more turns until we see what the front will.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not getting much of you there, Brennan.
You broke up a
Did
little
that break up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Lavrov's battery should keep firing for a couple turns and pushing forward for a little while until we see what the French are up.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But I am bringing down these. I am bringing these guys in essence to you. These little ones. I mean, they're not the big guys,
Yeah.
but I'm bringing those down.
Also, you don't need to bring those guards' horse artillery batteries very much farther, like a couple hexes farther, because they're fast. So, and if you get too close, the French could start tagging you with 12 pounders. So you actually don't need to move very much farther forward until it's
I was thinking
clear.
like maybe like here.
That's perfect, but not farther, because
Okay.
then their range is going to go to force. It's going to reach the
Or maybe this kind of formation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even
like this or like this.
better farther back than closer up, because you can always prolong forward. But if you get tangled up too close, you're at risk of cavalry charge.
Gotcha. And we don't
Until
have
we
much
know
in the way- and we don't have much in the way of cavalry support, although Eric does have some heavy cavalry
A little bit.
around.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Those are good units.
Yeah, I just don't have enough of them.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So, okay, cool.
Welcome to every version of warfare that every general said I didn't have enough.
It's all right. I need more men.
I need more guns, more ammo, more planes. It'll be interesting to see if the airplanes make any difference for Ukraine.
I'm not enthusiastic. What they need is, a lot more men.
They need a lot more artillery ammunition. That's what they need.
Yeah,
They need that by the bazillion tons.
It was almost, but not quite doomed from the start. So, but That's for another game to play.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
Okay.
5-to-1 kill ratio is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, the whole situation. So,
No,
all
sure.
right.
Yeah, don't
Are
make-
we
yeah,
all
don't
done
make
then?
that.
We got everything laid out.
I'll go back
Yep.
to the lobby. Sounds good.
Okay, cool.
Last time I accidentally jumped in the French HQ.
Yes, what intelligence did you learn?
Oh, they were talking about some of their guns way up north, the little 110s.
Ah. There you go. Well.
So let me. I have a quick question.
Sure.
So this special stacking of 3 artillery pieces in 2 hexes, does that apply to me, or are all my guns like too big and it doesn't apply?
It
So
applies to your horse batteries and the guard's foot batteries. The
Okay, so
big
those
gun-
can deploy in 2 hexes. Got it.
That's
Okay.
right. Yep.
All right, but the bigger batteries, it's a 3 hex row for everybody.
yeah,
Yes.
until they
What
get
about if it's
whittled
what if
down.
it's 2? What if it's 2 small ones and a big one? What does that translate to?
2 little guys go separately because
Okay.
it's three per hex.
Ah, it's 3 per hex. Oh, okay.
There is also another medium-term timing thing that we're gonna see. So we've gotten started early with the artillery work. We have a choice of either stopping the artillery work to preserve ammo or blasting out all the artillery ammo as fast as we can. And then there's going to be a dead period in about 1 or 2 game hours where our guns are going to fall silent for a little bit while they refresh ammo. I think it's more fun and more effective to use up all the ammo now as fast as we possibly can.
I'm all for that.
And then-
I'm all for maximizing our potential return on investment. Yeah.
Exactly. Send it downrange. And then, so what that's going to mean is right about the 9 o'clock hour, our guns are going to fall silent for a little bit. And that's an opportunity for the French to rush us. So when we're reloading the artillery, that's when the infantry squares are going to move up about 5 hexes, pass through the artillery and form an infantry barrier, which will be vulnerable for a little bit until the guns reload, and then the infantry falls back and the guns reopen.
Oh, I support that 100%. Mhm.
Cool. All right. Well, it looks like they're still rolling for light cavalry.
I had a quick question. What if he tries to charge your Cossacks?
Oh, they just run away.
Yeah, they just run away. They can outrun
So-
pretty much anything.
Okay, even if they have to change formation, it won't really matter because their movement is greater than
Yeah.
because they're just 14 and you're 15, so it doesn't matter that you're in road movement or road formation.
Doesn't
Well-
matter. The one thing they can't be is disordered.
Yeah.
So if they come up in your rear, you'll have to get off the road, but you'll still travel faster. than
Well,
people.
no, or I could just stay there. And what can they do? They can't charge me in the
No,
brush.
they can't charge in the brush.
Yeah. So I could just
Okay.
leave the one guy there on the trail where he's at. And
Okay,
and he
beautiful.
stays there until he disorders, and then he stays there until he routes, and he just acts as a plug. And the other guys make their way up the goat path. So
Interesting.
The Cossacks out there on the road, they're out of command, but they would be permitted to change formation. So they would change into skirmish at contact. They might get, shot at, but they're going to flip into skirmish mode and then they're combat capable.
Well,
So
but the horses
they're
have no gun power. They have no shooting power.
Yeah,
It might
but-
have skirmish, like
yeah,
skirmish.
they can't. I don't know that they can change into anything other than general order, terrain, or column or road column.
It
'cause
says
it's
they
the
can
regroup
change.
phase.
It says in regroup, it says they can change in and out of road order.
Right. So if they
So
change
come out of road
out,
order into skirmish.
okay,
Just
that's
come out of road order into skirmish.
okay. That's an interesting read of it. I didn't think it meant that.
They certainly could form into line or column of companies,
Right.
but maybe they could. I don't think it. I just think it says in or out of road order. So that it gives you slight flexibility
Yeah. Yeah.
with road order.
Will we see the demise of some Russian militia here very shortly, it looks like?
No. The Russian
Are you
militia
gonna pull?
is going to cause the French no end of misery.
They're looking to get assaulted in the rear.
It doesn't matter. I don't care. They're in general order. They don't care.
Okay.
They're going to pass their test, and if he wants to assault me in the rear, have fun. He can't right now anyway. He doesn't have the movement points to get there, right? And then he's got to try to pass a morale check, and he's 1, 2, 3 away, so he's going to have a modifier on his roll to close. No, I mean those guys are there to just cause havoc and slow things down. So, hey, it sounds like the French have joined back up with everybody.
Yeah, got everything in the cup.
Hooray!
And where'd the
All
cup
right, then give it a good shake, somebody, and draw a chit.
go? All right, I'll draw one here. We'll start off, and we got
Leader
leader.
movement. That is exciting. Leader movement. Well, I've got some people to move around. I'm sure other people have leaders to move around.
Let's see.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, bag of ration.
Rick, could you join me down in HQ for a sec?
Yes. Uh-oh, Napoleon's upset.
You're in trouble.
I just think I heard gunfire outside.
You heard gunfire. That's troubling.
There you go.
Hey, French folks, could you tell me about the? Could the French tell me about the light cavalry command points and activations on the far left wing this turn?
Oh, sure. I was absolutely terrible in rolling for like cavalry activations. But we were activating, let's see, 4th Corps Cavalry. So this guy here. And then we've got the 13th Division, 14th Division, and the Italians.
So did you spend a CP to activate all the light cav there?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, that means like all those regiments are active.
right. Only we had to roll for pressing. He was out of range of the commander, and he failed.
Yeah.
So that's.
But like all those green guys out the wing are active. And how about the green and red guys here? Are they active or no?
No.
No, they're not active. They didn't make
All
their
right, that's helpful.
roll.
Thanks. Thank you.
Hey, Brandon, I need to ask you a quick question. Do you want to jump into a side room with me real quick?
Your headquarter.
All right. And then where else do you have stuff that's, so then it looks like Nay is active. Okay.
Yep. And then my 3 like cavalry out
That are
front
out
here
front.
are all
Yep,
active.
yep, the usual.
Are active.
And then we've got the usual heavy cavalry and stuff down there.
I did have
And-
to make some cavalry light cav rolls though. And I made 2 of the
Oh, for Jacques Renault.
3 that I made. Jacques failed, and
But it looks like Pierre passed.
Pierre made it.
And,
the guy, 2 guy made it.
Whiskey. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I did not roll for the guy that's higher. Well, I did roll, but he failed.
Okay, so he failed as well. So, okay. And then you set your destination as for Utitsa for, I guess, the reinforcements marching on this turn.
Yep. So it's over there.
Okay.
You'll see.
Sounds exciting.
So I have to roll. So I think we did this wrong, right? Marat, the cavalry reserve leader, he needs to move now, right?
Yes, he needs to move now. He does not move
Yeah, 'cause,
when. So
yeah, we've been doing
he
it the other
moves
way.
when the leader chit is drawn.
Got it.
So you have to
we
kind of
put-
figure out
so
where the
I'll
heck you
put
think you're going to be.
Sure.
Piece of
there.
cake.
All right.
Oh, and you moved Morand. Here, I was going to go
Well,
attack
yeah. You're a big meanie.
him. And you moved Gerard again. So I guess I got to move and attack him, rough him up.
Well, you know,
Okay, okay.
I have infantry generally around there, so maybe I'll move first.
I don't know. Well, they would be getting regrouped towards, right? I think that's,
Oh, not the infantry below them. Those are part of.
yeah, those are compounds, so they should be in command, right?
Yeah. And they're going to move up to you
Oh,
very slowly.
very slowly indeed. Very slowly. Creeping along. So,
I know they're out there.
all right. Do we have any other leaders that need to get shuffled around? Oh, yeah, I got to move the icon of Smolensk. I got Kutuzov and the icon of Smolensk. Who can stop us now? We're unstoppable, baby.
The Moscow militias believes it.
Yep. Well, we didn't tell you we got a truckload of Katushan rockets backing us up there, so they're on loan from the British.
The next phase is artillery.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Shit.
Well, I don't know. Is Mitch back, or are they still all chatting?
They're still chatting.
Okay.
We'll make Mitch feel happy in a minute.
I'm sure he's got those 66s in his pocket.
I have a
It
question.
seems to.
Did he can where was it? I feel like this hex here. I'm gonna click on the map where his artillery's at.
Yep.
This one, did it shoot at that guy?
No, it didn't. It shot at the
Okay.
guy north of it. So
Okay,
so
okay.
I think these two
Because it would be
combined
blocked from
on
that other
that.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be blocked from that part sticking out,
Yeah.
right? If
And
he
this
did.
one
Okay.
shot that way.
Got it. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't totally paying attention, but I'm like making sure that I knew the rule correctly. Because the blocking train is closer to the target, therefore it's
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get what you mean there.
no, it's more for me making sure I know the rule.
Yeah. Well, and then he combined the infantry fire with the artillery fire.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we played 5th edition there for a week and we're like, oh, can't do that.
Right.
I'm like, oh, okay, we can do that. So, yeah, they all have a certain, pluses or minuses.
Yeah, that's what you're
So,
saying. Plus, you have the special rules, which sometimes tweak some of those rules. You're like,
yes.
"Ah."
Yeah. So it gets even more problematic.
Everybody recover from Consim? Do you know?
I haven't talked to David Mignoret. And Warren didn't come down with anything that I'm aware of. So it was just you and David at our table. Michael McAlpin had come down with COVID like a week and a half before Consim, maybe 2 weeks before Consim. So he was unlikely to catch anything, given that he'd just gotten over it.
Yeah, my buddy that showed for the first time he got it. What is going on?
Yeah, apparently it was a lot of people coming down with COVID. So
I was not one of them,
Thank goodness.
thankfully.
It's
yeah.
not like there were lots of people, sitting together around tables or something.
Yeah, there was nothing but people sitting around tables and chatting and smiling and all that good stuff. Handshakes and can I borrow your tweezers and the usual
Hey,
sort
you
of
can have a
stuff.
drink of my thing, or
Yeah,
here's some
exactly.
M&Ms. Eat some.
Yeah.
Stick your hand in and grab some.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
that's David.
shit.
David did eat a fair number of my M&Ms there, so
Which I didn't, so maybe that's something. I don't
that's
know.
it. Yeah. Well, but you had your little cashews and
That's true.
your beef jerky or whatnot, so
Yeah.
something still got you.
Well, I
But
went in the room that those guys supposedly had. And I
oh, where
sat
they
down
had
and,
that big
talked
Normandy
to them.
game going?
Yeah. I sat down and talked to them for about a half. Let's see what we thought.
Yeah, that would have done it because I guess they had somebody there. A couple of guys in that room came down with it, and
Yeah.
they came down with it first because they
Yes.
announced it at breakfast. By the
Yes.
way, so and so's got such and such.
Yeah.
So
And then I think the next day I was like, I'm kind of feeling weird.
yeah. Well, and
And
then
then
we
Tuesday,
had
Friday.
what was it? There was somebody that I saw a couple of guys and they're wearing face masks, and I'm like, I think it's a little late for that now.
Damage is done.
Yeah, I'm like, by the time the symptoms show up, you've already been infected, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge with that. So yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
it
need to
was a
probably
really good
follow up with Dave and see
Saturday,
how he did.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, it looks like Brennan is moving some of these different
Yes,
leaders.
I have a bunch of leaders I got to move around.
Yeah. Well, and the next chit is the artillery chit. So apparently people did not shake the cup sufficiently.
Well, the Russians are probably, oh, this is perfect. What are you talking about?
There you go. Well, it's only if we had, exciting targets. That's the one interesting thing about that ALAO 1807 game that I was playing, is that you basically have the only time that your guns can fire, unless, you know, somebody's marching right in to attack you, is when those little cubes come up. But you don't draw all the cubes out of the bag. So when you just have 2 cubes left, you're done with the turn. So it's possible that, you know, possibly one of the fire chits could be, you know, that one of the last 2 chits in there, or if you're really unlucky, you know, the last 2 fire chits, or the only 2 fire chits that are in there are in that bag. So it does make for an interesting thing. And then you don't know when the fire is going to come up. So it's not like at the end of the turn there's fire. It's only happening when the chit comes up. So it does lead to an interesting sort of game where you kind of have to have your guns set in some way with where you think the targets are going to be. And then you wait to see if somebody comes wandering into your line of fire.
Huh.
Yeah, but just imagine like this game where like, oh, the artillery chit isn't drawn, or the end of the turn, oh, sorry, the fire chit didn't get drawn, so therefore there's no fire. It's just like,
No reinforcements. Ouch.
or no, yeah, or no reinforcements or something like that. You know, like, okay, there's 2 chits left in the cup and we don't draw them. You know,
Yeah.
Could be 2 core activations. Ouch.
yeah. Well, but how they have things set up is, you know, when you draw either a French chit or you draw a Russian chit, you can allocate it anywhere you want. So it's not tied specifically to one particular formation. So it would be the case that, you know, you pull a Russian chit, you're like, okay, I'm going to move, you know, this division or that division. But yeah, it's possible that you might not get all of your chits. And so that's I kind of like the way they did it. It reminds me somewhat of the way Bar is, but you know, where you get to pick whatever command you want to move, but it kind of has this built-in mechanism where you might not be able to move everything. And unlike Bar, it could be evenly distributed between both sides. Where you might not have a chance to move everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So the game does have some good elements to it, but it's got a lot of things that need to get clarified. So hopefully they'll get the play testing done on the version 4 rulebook, so that way they can, you know, hopefully have a good game.
You said this was Isla?
Yeah, this is this new one from Sound of Drums Games. So it's nice. I mean, the components are nice and the map is nice, and you know, it's got a lot of good things going for it. But I think that the original rules were not thoroughly. I think as Michael McAlpin put it, they needed to be translated or proofread or something by someone who speaks war game English. So not just an English speaker, but somebody who speaks war game English.
Who was it? Who did? I mean, what country?
You know, I don't know who the translator was. I don't think I can't remember if it was listed in the rule book.
No, I meant, but where's the game from?
The fellow who's the designer is German, and he lives in Switzerland. So I don't know if it was originally written in French or originally written in German, and then converted over, or maybe it was written in English, but English is a second or third language kind of a thing.
And who's the publisher?
Sound of Drums Games.
Oh, Sound of Drums. Okay.
Yeah.
And Mitch, you got an illegal stack here.
Mm-hmm. Which one?
There's there you've got some artillery. So they're behind the Great Redoubt. You've got two batteries that are stacked on top of each other. You can only have one. So just push one back, right? Just displace it. Yeah.
Does the French 8th Corps have an active MU this turn?
Do you
No.
see one?
Oh, the French are getting a little snooty.
So that's Juno's core. I don't know. It doesn't look like they do. So it looks like Ney is active,
No, they do not.
but
We-
Juno is
Okay.
not. So
David's getting into his role as a French leader.
he has to go ha 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 ha.
Actually,
We all,
so
we are the French.
actually, it's 1, 2. Yes. Roll one die, Robert.
Roll one die.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, you finally got one.
What did I get? What did I get? Did I win the lottery?
Yes, actually, there is this guy over here's got a command.
Who, where?
It looks like the light cavalry that's part of the 8th Corps over here by the Kalachow. Is that what you're talking about, David?
Yep,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about him.
Mitch-
He's out of range.
Mitch, in that case, just to be super safe, you probably want to pull your 2 cavalry leaders ahead of the Great Redoubt back to next to the Great Redoubt. Like, this is just to avoid a suicide leader kill kind of thing. Yeah, this is a better hex.
Or maybe even here.
That's a really good one right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Not that it matters. It's just to avoid a 7.
Yeah, we'd love to get some more. We'd love to get some horses 2 hexes away from the Great Redoubt. That'd be awesome. That could do some damage.
Well, the French did have a couple of regiments of heavies that they just parked out there, and they just sat there for hours, just getting decimated. I can't remember if it was there at the La Invalade or something, but they had I remember reading a plaque or something about this regiment of heavy cavalry that just.
Is this a suggestion, Eric?
No. I mean, it was
okay.
absolutely. I mean, you got to think about just the sheer courage of these guys. You know, they said, okay, this is where we want you, and so they went there, and I don't know what they were, 700, 800, 900 yards away from the Great Redoubt, and over the course of like 2 hours, just completely decimated. And it's one thing for a guy to be doing that, but then like the horses, I mean, I don't know how the horses could put up with that, with all the chaos all around them. It's just a real testament to everybody's courage and training and everything else.
Have we completed the leader shit, or are people still on the leader?
Yeah, I'm
have.
done.
Yeah, so we're off to artillery time.
All right. Same old stuff. So
Yeah,
we'll
we'll start where we did before, but now it's just artillery. So yeah.
So let's start here. Do this one. I've got a 9 in Barclay.
Do.
So it's a +5. That is a miss.
That is a
Ricochet.
solid miss.
The ricochet is no good as well.
Yep.
Let's see. That shot was these guys right here, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Which
the
ones?
the cavalry.
Down in the
The
brush.
cavalry has a
Right,
slightly
right.
lower fire defense.
Yeah, so here's the long shot. Hey, that might be a hit.
So what
Wait a
is
minute.
it?
9 to
5
whatever
to
sec-
15. It's a 1 to 3 shot, right?
5 to 13 is one to.
You just said
Oh.
Barkley. It was the first two shots.
Right, and those were over here by against this infantry
Oh,
over on the Kalachow.
okay.
Yeah.
So
So what
5
is it?
to 13, 1 to 3, 63 is not a hit, is it?
1 to 3? No. I think you got to get a 65 or better, 65 or 66.
Fair enough. Um, all right, the next shot is at these disordered units here with the artillery here. And that's 9 to whatever disorder is.
8. So it's a 1 to 1.
And I think
That's good enough for a hit.
Two on them now. All right. And they have,
now,
do they make another morale check?
Yep,
now?
they make
Yeah.
a morale check every time they get hit. Yeah.
And if they fail, they
Disorder.
Well, they're already disordered.
Or
so-
disordered.
Yeah.
It's a-
So they would rout.
would rout.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh,
they're
okay.
happy.
are you sure they're happy? Because they're stacked. There's a, oh, that's right. Are they in the same
Right.
regiment or not?
No, they're not. So, but they even then with a -6, that's going to be a 26. They've got a top
Okay,
unit's got a morale of
great.
16.
Got it.
So he would have
Alright.
needed to roll a 25 or less.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Apologize. Let's see. I've not fired this gun yet, have I?
I don't know.
Oh,
Wasn't that the one you just fired at?
That fired here.
that
Yeah.
fired there? Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, he missed.
I don't think there's any
Oh,
targets.
yeah.
from the two.
No targets out of range.
So now we're here. And he can fire, the two guns will fire here. You have that right? Right here, there, okay. So it's both these guns, right?
It's just one. It's just this one.
This guy does not have a line.
That guy's going to combine with the other one against the clear terrain.
Okay, all right. So this one against this one?
So
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
be-
Okay, all right. So 9 to whatever. And I got no pluses. All right, here we go.
That's it.
52, that might be a hit.
Yeah, because they're what in the
It's a 1-to-1.
it's 1 to 1. Yeah, it's a hit. Wait, was that? No, I'm getting confused. This one?
Yeah.
Yes,
Right. Okay.
and there's no ricochet through the village, right?
No.
No.
Okay,
Nice.
so then the 2 on the clear haze.
These guys are good. Oh yeah,
Yeah, they're very, very motivated.
I have some motivated guys, don't I? With less motivated guys now.
Oh, we're wearing them down a little bit. All right, so then the 2 here. That's 18 to 9.
2 to 1.
All right, so 2 to 1. And I got a +3 here. So 62.
That's probably 2 hits. Is that 2?
No.
No.
Not at 2-to-1. There is no.
You
two
need to
hits.
get a 66 to get at
Oh,
2 to
okay.
1 to get 2 hits. Oh no, this is a different fire combat. Interesting.
Yeah, 2. You can't even get 2 until you get 2.5 to 1.
Oh, interesting. That's different
Oh.
than the 5th edition and the premier one, where a 66 at 2 to 1 is 2 hits. So
Oh, wait, no. Wait. These are the guys that just got hit, right?
Nope, it was the guy in the front. It was these guys here.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to do the ricochet next.
Into there. Right. Okay. So this is 3 now, right? Yeah, 3. And they have
And that'll affect his morale.
there.
If that's
Well,
good enough.
At a
That
61,
clears
he
the-
is happy.
Here's the ricochet. That's probably a single.
Well, it's a 51.
And his, what was it, 9
18.
to
18.
9 to 7. So it's a 1-to-1.
18.
Or was it 18 to 7?
18.
Oh, okay, so that's a 2.5 to 1, right? That's definitely, even with a -6, that's going to be a hit.
And another morale check. Oh, they're not happy about that anymore.
And then my last shot.
I don't think there's a line of sight there.
Oh, is
It's
there not?
blocked by the Russian battalion on the corner. So he doesn't have a shot.
Yeah.
Mitch, did you mark ammo for the?
I just marked all
battles?
3 of those, yeah. And yeah. Everything's been marked. The readout, of course, doesn't have one. Okay.
There's a couple of artillery shots further north. Yeah.
This guy's been doing some shots, right? He doesn't have anything marked on him.
No, actually, he hasn't, because
He
they didn't
hasn't?
have, they're out of range.
Yeah, he hasn't shot in one.
Okay.
Yeah, he hasn't shot anything because nothing's left to shoot.
This battery will fire here, 1 to 1.5 miss, ricochets, might be a hit. That's it's a 1-to-1, 52 is a hit on that.
52. Yeah, 51 through 66 is a hit.
Yep. So the ricochet was good, I guess.
So make a morale check. Okay.
Yep, they're happy.
And then the northern battery will shoot at the disordered cavalry. Probably 8.
Yeah.
Which?
I did want to pause 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
This gun can't fire at that hex there.
That's correct. It didn't fire.
Okay. So just this one did that?
Well, that's a 2-hex battery with 6 increments in it. So there's 3 increments per hex. And
Right.
the left hand hex of it fired under Bennigsen. So it cost ammo from 2 different batteries because the battery that's straddling has to spend
Right.
ammo. And the firepower is the 5 from the one and 2.5 from the other, so it's 7.5.
So the ricochet is 1 to 1.5?
The ricochet is 1-to-1.
Because it's coming in on the flank.
It enfilades the line on the left-hand line. The initial target is facing me in a line and it has a refused flank. But the ricocheted unit doesn't have a refused flank, so
It's basically coming in through this hex side. So then this guy's got a fire defense of 6. So that's what made it a 1-to-1.
yeah. This guy has a super long range shot. So that's 1-to-1. That's a miss. I'm all done.
All right. I think that's it for the shooting. We can go back and grab another chit. Or what do you guys want to do?
I'm good for it. I'm good for it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's Russian number 2 from the looks of it.
Just one comment. We had a big discussion last week about during the what was it, during the regroup when of limbering artillery.
I don't know. Did we have a big discussion about it? I mean,
Yeah,
we
remember
yeah, because we had an issue
that,
with stuff being stacked or
right.
overstacked or whatever it was, right?
Right. So we were having some discussions afterwards, and what we kind of came up with was that since there is no movement out of the hex, that what kind of made sense would be both artillery units would have to have a successful roll for the hex to limber if there was two batteries in it. That would kind of make some sense.
Instead of getting the weirdness we had.
Okay.
Or did we say the first one rolls and the second one conforms to the first?
I mean, that's an option.
Yeah, I mean that one makes more sense. But although then you're just making one die roll, I guess, instead of making two.
From a math point of view, if you say both must achieve limber, it cuts the odds in half. If you say they conform, then you're taking the same straight limbering odds, which seems more linear.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that just for the sake of argument. So if the top unit, or what should we do? What if we have a horse gun and a foot gun stacked?
The first one to move, the first one to roll.
Okay, as opposed to the one that's got the worse limbering potential.
Yeah, I mean it's just.
Well, I think it'd be subject to the worst roll in the stack.
Or
So I mean, if you stack horse and foot, you don't get to upgrade the foot to horse.
As a game, it's more fun if there's more playable lift and more less action and more.
You're
Brendan,
fading out, Brennan.
Yeah.
Sorry. From a game point of view, it's generally more fun if it's more permissive and more action oriented, as opposed to slowing things down, breaking them, and causing friction. It creates more fluidity.
Yeah.
In my view.
Okay, so if that's the case, then we just say, if you pick whichever one you're going to roll for, and if it succeeds, then the stack succeeds. And we don't have that many cases where we have that issue, right?
Right.
Do we?
No, it's not. It's a kind of an edge issue.
Yeah.
But when we were talking about it, we said since they can't move out in a normal activation, they can move out. They
Right.
limber and move out. So it doesn't present the problem. But this is the case. They don't move.
Right.
They can only change their formation, and so.
Right. Okay, I think this sounds fine. It's going to give more flexibility. We don't have that many situations where we've got that sort of setup, and so let's be freewheeling. Woo woo.
All right. Just while we were doing artillery there, I thought I'd bring that up. So.
All right. Well, it looks like it is Russian Moo number 2. Do we want to draw another chit while we're at it?
Sure.
Okay.
And what is Russian Moo number 2?
Doctora.
All right. It's Russian chit
three
number
turns
1.
in a row. It's been the first chit roll. It's been amazing.
And what is he's got 2 divisions. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The 24th and the...
He's got some ADCs and things like that too. Okay. All right. Let me just talk. Let me jump in the room with Brennan real quick. I got to ask him.
All right. Well, I pulled number 1. I'm over here. Who is this? Borozdin II is my exciting leader. So that's the 2nd Grenadiers, and then this converged Grenadier group, and then the 27th. So all kinds of exciting people to move around. Mostly people to get out of trouble.
For hex, please.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Kidding.
People to get out of trouble. Who do you got in trouble with?
They're just in like weird positions. They were from when Brennan was like kedging them back and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to get them in some semblance of order here. So they're slightly less inclined to be chopped into little pieces. All right. All right, that takes care of those guys. These guys. 27th Division.
Oh, and Eric, we had a discussion last week also about, of a unit ending up within the command radius of his commander.
Right.
All right, so in 7.1.2, it says specifically, units and leaders can only be placed in command during the command segment. Thus, units which are out of command during the command segment will remain out of command for the duration of the current turn.
Right.
Doesn't matter if their commander gets within range of them; they're still out of command.
Oh, okay. All right, let's try to get everybody stacked in the right spot with each other. VI, VI.
They're kind of moving stuff from game room 1. Okay. Oh, where did that go? I'm not sure what they're doing.
Why don't you go down there
Okay.
and check it out? Okay, so that takes care of the 27th Division. Terribly exciting stuff. Boop, 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 boop. All right. All right. Three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's it for number 1. 1, 2, 3.
Where are okay? What are all your other command points there? I didn't get a overview of that. You got looks like
So Brennan's got one for
Platov's.
his Cossacks up there rolled for their initiative. He's got the 4th Corps, which is up in the north.
Where's that command?
4th Corps is over here. I think that is. I don't know what the leader is. Is that Bagavoo? No, Bagavoo is the 2nd Corps. I don't know. It is Mirodorovich, maybe? Russians.
Where's the moon marker?
It is 4th Corps. 5th Corps. Oh, yeah, it's Tolstoy, 4th Corps. I see the Mu marker here.
Okay, where are you? Okay,
Over here. It's number
Mu
4.
marker 4.
Number 4. But it looks like Tolstoy is over here. So I don't know if he just didn't put the. Well, it looks like he's moved them. Did we already pull the? Oh no, that's the light cavalry.
That's the leader.
Yeah, I don't know why he moved the leader, because Tolstoy is. I think he gave them the activation, so maybe he picked him up by mistake. So needless to say, it's Tolstoy in the 4th Corps who was being activated, to my knowledge. Then the 6th one is.
Why is all okay?
That is Lavrov, who's here behind the Great Redoubt. Number 3 is this cavalry division here.
Wait. Well, okay. Lavrov behind the Great Redoubt.
Lavrov is here. He's number 6.
Okay, 6.
Then this cavalry division here is number 3. Number 1 was this corps that just moved. That was these 3 divisions. And then over on the left flank, we've got Stroganov's division, and then we've got Karpov's cavalry, Cossack cavalry. So those are the ones. So we have the 6 designated ones were the infantry ones, and the only 2 that passed their initiative were the 2 Cossacks out on the wings. Those were the only independent ones that we had that passed.
Okay.
All right. Do we want to draw another chit?
Yeah, we can do that. See where it lands.
It's another French one. I mean, another Russian one.
Another Russian one.
Number 5.
That's way over. That's yours. Okay, that's yours way over.
Yeah, that is Stroganov. Okay, and so then it's him, this infantry, and then these guns are all part of his setup. So we will move the guns and flip them. And let's go ahead and flip them. All right, and then the infantry. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll leave Stroganoff there till we figure out where we want to put everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Put that guy in square. And 1, 2, 3. Put that guy in square. All right, and Stroganoff can go right there. All right, that should keep everybody happy for a minute or two. All right, that takes care of that. Let's go back up to the cup and see if we can get something else other than just Russian chits. Hey, it's French number 3.
That's Rick.
All right.
All
let's
right, Rick,
see.
where are you at? Is that some of your cavalry, I presume?
Be the second guy down. B.
So Nansute.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So Nansute, he's all the light cavalry.
He's got.
Yeah,
I thought he had
there.
one little bit of heavy cavalry too, right?
Yeah, he should have actually at least one heavy cavalry. He might have 2 heavy cavalry divisions and 1 light
So
cavalry.
Nansute. He's got Jacquinot, Pierre, Niensky. Those are his guys, but they're on a separate chit. So Saint Germain and Valence are the 2 heavy guys that are his.
Okay. Perfect. Easy peasy. I don't know. So lead guy, going to come out of rogue 3. So 1, come out column 4. Well, these guys need to be fine. Otherwise, I do the weird. Guy. Half? Or is it 1?
That's a major highway, so it's half. So
1. 2.
2, take him out of road.
5.
That's going to be 5. Yep.
Okay. And then he's funded right now. Oh, I can stack these guys, huh?
What's that, Rick?
Sure. I can stack them, right?
Yeah, I think the stacking limit is 18 in the
18?
clear. So as long as you're under 18, you should be fine.
And then these guys are gonna go. Do that. And there, there, move it there. guns. So
So, hey, and don't forget this guy's part of Saint Germain as well. That little group of lancers.
everybody back. There. There. Okay, so
It's looking
my
good.
artillery back in the woods. One. How much cost going down?
Down the slope for the guns. Down slope is +2 for artillery.
Stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really up. 5,
Yep.
6, 7, 8, 9,
10. Yeah, gets him
10. He
there.
will be out of P3. Way to move that.
Well, unless you put Valence here, right?
Yeah. I can. Okay. And then I forget. Oh, they're out of command, so I don't have to worry about them. Unless I missed somebody, I think that. So now I need to move. Right?
Yeah.
Just a
No,
heavy
yeah, he's got to
draft.
be stacked with Marat, and everybody's
then-
within 6 of him, so
Because the guys that couldn't move are now fine. And the other guys are. I guess I should have marked the cavalry as out of command.
which one?
The ones that filled their LC, their light cavalry initiative. Jacques and the guy that's tired.
Borisdel? Well, you just
Yeah.
you just don't move them. I mean, you don't. They're out
Yeah,
of
they're out.
command.
Yeah.
So only
Yeah.
the units are out of command.
Right.
And so the only
ones
thing
that
that can
don't
move
have
is something that's got a maneuver unit shit on
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, should I have marked them as out of command once I failed to make the LC?
If for the point of view of keeping
Technically.
track of it, I guess you could have, but
All right. No, it's fine.
it's just whatever you need to kind of give you that maybe visual notation, like you put a little out of command marker on him, just so you know.
I'm going to go ahead and mark these guys as moved, even though they didn't.
Do we want to pull another
Move
check?
them. Yeah, go ahead. We're done.
Okay.
Yes.
Who did you roll for?
I
He rolled for all the light cavalry commanders down here.
Because at the time they were out of command. Because they were outside of 6 of Nasudi.
Well, it's not non-Sudi that they're in command. Your light cavalry is in command of Broyer. He's the division commander.
Right, and he failed.
No. Think what.
Oh no,
he's saying.
Broyer was Broyer was stacked with Nansute.
But I thought Briere was just the first division.
He is.
So
Strength
therefore,
10?
he's not.
You got 3 brigades in that division.
Oh, so he's part of that. Yeah,
So-
we
so what-
thought he was just in charge of that artillery.
But were they out of range of Bruyere?
Yes,
No.
they were.
Were they? The far one was, but not the close one, was it? The light cav one for sure.
Well, everybody was stacked back here. And Barrere is a division commander, so his range is only 3.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's
Barrere
why these guys rolled for initiative, because they were beyond their
Okay.
divisional commander's range.
Briere, just to be clear,
Yep.
was actually in this hack.
Oh, he was.
Yes. And that's why he's not, if you look at the counter, it
Oh,
has
he
a
doesn't
move.
have a move thing on him.
These guys were out of his range.
Right. So
Okay.
those are the only.
But I
so,
thought we looked at it, and Eric
so
and I
those are
probably
the only
looked at
ones
it.
that would have rolled.
Yes.
You-
We thought it was just the artillery piece that he was charged, and we thought that was.
Well,
No,
let's
These were
see.
these are in command because Bruyere was in command in range of Nansete.
Right. So
you're right.
Briere is the first
Take my weight to roll.
division Leger. So he's the first division leader of the light, all that light cavalry, those 3 light cavalry
That's
brigades.
right.
So
So
Jacques
the only
Renaud
one,
Pierre and Niensky.
Right. Okay.
And
right.
so
the
the
only one
other
that was out
guy,
was this guy.
yeah, and he's
Yeah,
not
he's
part of,
These two.
yeah, he's
Hey,
not part of
Mitch.
that group anyway.
Hey, Mitch,
That's Boristel, right?
Yes.
He's part of Latour.
can we jump down to Allied HQ real quick?
Yep.
I don't know
okay,
who.
so
I don't
there's
know who
Jacques
it belongs
Renaud.
to.
It says he's part of First Cav, the leader.
Yeah. So no, these 3 are in command. Or 4. They're all in
Yeah,
command.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're trying to make sure we understand the guy up top.
Borisdel,
Or-
he is part of. He's got to be part of the First Corps Light Cavalry. So
Yes.
he's out of range of Davout, right? Davout is his commander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's out of range. So he would have rolled and he failed.
Okay.
Yeah. Got it.
No,
Yeah,
his,
yeah,
his
he's part of the
commander
leader.
is Girardin. Where's Girardin?
Girardin is here.
And is he in Girardin in range of Davout?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he's not.
All right. So
Yeah, these guys are now got it. So
this is who you should have been. Is he a rollable one?
He
Yes,
is, but
that's who
I
you
rolled
should
the
have been
other guy.
rolling for
yeah,
because
and I rolled the
because-
other guy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm fine.
so you
leaving
can
it as
move
is.
you can move these guys, and then these guys are just remember either get them back in command or roll for them next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna transfer my 2 that I rolled over to the other 2 as punishment for not paying attention.
Well, it's understandable getting how convoluted it gets over there.
No, I forgot that Davout actually had some cavalry attached to his.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. And I knew that when I did the charge and moved that stuff there, that they were gonna.
They were going to be out of command, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Oh, so I need to move that light cav. That's what we're saying.
If you want to move it, yeah. This would be the
Yeah,
time to do it.
Let me do.
I also
Sorry,
pulled a
go.
couple shifts and got.
and if you do move it, move their overall. If you want to keep their overall commander within 6 of Nutsute and keep him within 3 of that, then they're still in command next turn.
Yeah, so you're saying move this dude.
Yeah, so Briere needs to stay within 6 of
1,
Nansute.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now, and then 3 from there. 1, 2, 5, 6. 7.
That's you want to keep. No, it's 1 square too far.
Move there, and I'll put him back to.
Just real quick, did you guys get the French kits 10 and 1?
No, I mean, we'll do 1. I don't know who's got number 10. I
I got
presume
10.
that's David.
Yeah.
That's what, some of that heavy cavalry out there? Or that light cavalry or something?
That's light cavalry out there. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Is that the guards light cavalry with the Mamelukes?
Yep.
Oh, look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you don't come down here trying to do some shenanigans.
I live a shenanigan-free life. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Shenanigan free life.
Yep. That's shenanigans are only for the Irish that have defected to the French side. Right. Shillelaghs and shenanigans.
I'll move it.
There you go.
All right. Think I. All right. So now I have to do one.
Yep. Now you got to do Monsieur Davout.
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 All right. I will start with.
Should we pull another chit while Davu's going on?
Yeah, that's fine.
Unless you pull 2.
Nope, it's
That's
Russian
Russian
number 4, so
4.
way on the other side of the map. That'll work.
That's my stuff. I'll move that.
All right,
Right,
which
so
division were you going to
here's-
start with first, Rick?
Bob and maybe
Coupon.
Mitch. Do you guys wanna
Do you want me
go?
to jump down?
Yeah, let's go down to game
Yeah,
room
let's
1,
go.
I guess.
Then we'll-
Okay.
Did you
Bob-
say
All right, you
Oh.
wanted to go to French headquarters.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
No, I can go too.
No,
One,
no,
I'll
no.
go.
It's fine. I'm just a spy with my nose under the tent flap.
I'll show you some secret stuff. You're my bro. Gotcha. All
So
right.
which division were you going to move first?
First?
Speak up a little bit there.
I know my microphone's doing weird shit today. Sorry.
Yeah.
Compons?
Okay. Cool.
Can you hear me okay now?
I can hear you now.
All right, let's do him. I will start with this guy.
Okay.
It's 2, right?
Yep.
God. I'll wait. 2, 4, 1, 2. So now it'd be 2 plus 3, so 5.
Yeah. So it's going to be 2 plus. It's going to be 4 to move in that hex.
Yeah, so
that's about as far as you can go for the moment.
So I will on the right. And then yeah, we'll do that. This guy's gonna go 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, same thing, right? So
Yep.
he will be there.
Yep.
This guy will go 2.
That's actually 4 to get there. Yeah.
2. Oh, because the guy next to
Yeah.
it 4.
Yep.
And then to move there would be 8, so I can't. So he'll move there. And then 2, 4,
Actually, that's
5,
6.
6, 7. 4, 5, 6. Okay. This guy's gonna go 4. Think about moving. 2, 4.
And that would cost another 4 to go there. So
Yeah, I think I wanted to go in the swamp, but
the swamp is going to cost you 3. So you could go into the swamp.
and then shoot you.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay,
2,
that's
4,
7 points.
6 there. And let's turn things right. Shift Z or Control Z. I can still shoot you like that, right? 3, 4.
Yeah, because you're in general order. We're
And
both in general
then-
order. So
2, 4, 6. Deck. Are these guys all just crappy dudes? 2, 4. Seem like it's a lot for one division. 2, 4, 6.
Well, they're not bad. I thought they had decent morale.
Flip
Yeah,
one over.
22s,
24.
24s. That's not too bad.
All right.
I mean, they're better than the Moscow militia, for what it's worth.
That's not saying a lot. 1, 2. So I guess he'll move to there.
Yep, everyone's in command.
Okay. It almost looks slightly cool and organized.
It does.
Um,
You
until
get
you
bonus points for it
yeah.
looking good.
always get those. It's the everything's out of command points that negate it.
Story of your life there.
My life.
You're getting better. Did you have that problem at all in Dresden, or just once or twice?
Once, and usually it was just one unit,
Yeah, yeah,
so it wasn't that bad.
yeah. Well, you live and learn.
And usually, because I like overextended myself again.
Yeah, there were a couple of times that you
With
kind of had to.
Yeah, that's fun. Probably my favorite game that we played. Waterloo is now second. I really enjoyed constantly.
I'm glad. I had a lot of fun with it too.
So if I go in skirmish mode, do I have to go into 2 hexes with 4 increments?
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So I can go into skirmish order and move up. But do I want to? I'm going to declare an assault because
Cool.
this is me. Do I have to have line of sight?
No, no, no. You just go marching up, and when you mark the assault, and then you mark how many hexes away you are from an enemy unit at the time you started the movement. So just identify who it is, which stack or which group is doing the assault, and then we can figure it out from there.
So my thought is, and you can tell me if I'm being silly and I won't do it. My thought is to declare an assault with this guy.
Okay.
And kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But
Okay.
do I have to be able to go into the hex? Is the question, movement point wise.
No, I know that's a
Fifth,
5th
I
edition
think you had
thing.
to.
Yeah, in 5th
Yeah.
edition it is a thing, but in this one I don't think it is. But you're still going to have, he's starting 1, 2, 3 away from an enemy unit. So you'll still
that matter?
have so even though this guy's the target, you'll still be marked as a 3 hex distance thing for the roll to close.
Even if I were to put my skirmisher in front to skirmish that unit?
It doesn't matter. Plus,
Oh,
I don't
really?
think you could get there anyway because I've got my Cossack here in skirmish.
Oh, I didn't see your Cossack.
Yeah.
I didn't see
So,
your Cossack. Yeah,
yeah.
I couldn't get there anyways.
Yeah, you couldn't get there
All right.
anyway. But
Yeah,
like
so
if you
I-
were to,
yeah.
so what you could
But that's
do is,
interesting.
yeah. I mean, what you could do is you could have, this stack or this stack come up 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah.
And they could assault, and you
Right.
could then see how that goes.
Yeah.
And you could then, move the skirmishers here so they can add some firepower. So you'd have firepower here and here. Although I don't know, can I be fired at from if I'm under the assault marker? I don't know. We'd have to take a look at it when we get to it. But
I think the units that are involved in the assault have to decide whether they're going to fire or not in the fire phase. Otherwise, and typically they hold it in the defensive fire phase of the assault so they get the shifts and stuff or something like that.
yeah,
But
I think that if they're
I don't
assaulted,
know.
I can only shoot at the guy that's assaulting me. I can't
maybe
shoot
it's
at
a
somebody
skirmisher.
else. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I will do this then. How much does it cost to go and cultivate? 2?
Cultivated, I think, is considered
Four.
like clear, isn't it?
Really?
Cultivated for infantry just cost 1.
Okay. And
Yeah.
the little village is 1 or 2?
Little villages are also just 1.
Okay.
I mean, they're just basically a bunch of little shacks. They're not
Nice.
much substantial.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. 5 as far as I can go,
Yep.
because it'd be 8 to move 1 more hex.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 6.
That's 6, and that's where he would stop.
Yep. And then this guy's gonna go 1, 2, 5 for your hill stop. Gonna go 1, 2, 5.
Yep.
Then,
Yep.
And then these other guys. I'm gonna declare an assault.
Okay.
Look at these. Just flip 'em. 11. Ooh, a 14. So can I assault as a stack, or is it only 1 unit on 1 unit?
No. It's the stack. So if you had a stack, it's going to come up. You'd mark it for the assault,
Uh-huh.
and then when it comes to the assault phase after the fire phase at the end of the turn, then we calculate, the odds, and people try to make their morale checks and all that jazz.
Okay. Cool. But yeah. So I will declare an assault.
Okay.
Where's my little assault marker? Unit assault. And then we have to put the number of hexes away.
Yep. So he's
From the
3
target.
hexes away. So you'd put a little 3 on them.
How many taking it?
So this guy's actually 4 away, right? So,
Yep.
yeah.
Come on. All right.
Okay.
And don't I move them now or
Yep.
no?
Now you move them
Yeah.
to where. So they can't go there because you can't have 2 battalions in the marsh. So they could be here, and then this
Okay.
guy can go there. So that would be 1, 2, 6 gets him there.
Okay. So they're all 3 then. 1, 2, 3. Right?
No, because this guy started 4 away, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So
Oh, okay.
he's 4, and he's 3. Because the further away you are, the better your roll to close modifier is, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So the guys that were like 3 away, they will have a -6 on their roll. The guy that was 4 away will only have a -3. So
Okay.
that's why it kind of matters.
All right. And then these guys.
Is there a reason why there's a maneuver unit underneath it? Oh no, that's the rally. That's the
Yeah.
destination point. Okay.
Yep. I think that's it.
Okay.
So these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So I just need to move Freon. Yeah.
Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this guy's gonna have to be back there. he have to be here? Right? No, he has to be here.
Yeah, he'll keep everybody in command if he's there.
Yeah. The other problem I have, and this is why I'm going to pull back a unit, is I would also have an additional -3 on that assault because I'm stacked with 2 units without a leader. Right.
Well, are they from the same regiment? So
Uh,
this guy's
yeah.
the 33rd, and this guy's
Yeah.
also the 33rd. So
Yeah.
they're not going to have that penalty.
Oh, okay.
So
well,
it's in the regs, it's a penalty, but from what Brennan and David, I think, said was that in the special rules for Moscowa, they make an exception.
Okay. Cool. All right.
So
I'm
it
done with
says
those
here,
guys.
for regiments, a leader is not required for units to stack an earthwork. Oh, okay, that's something different. Yeah, somewhere here they said that if the unit is if it's from the same regiment, they don't have the whatever the -3 penalty.
Okay. I'll believe him. I won't check it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow what they say if that's what we're doing, because I'm not gonna bother to try to find it here in the rules. So, all right. So then you've got who's left to move.
Desac?
Yep.
So
Decide down
one-
there in the bottom somewhere.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I think he's done. Oh no, he has some artillery. So I want to limber artillery, 1 die.
Yep.
5.
Let me find it here. Artillery limbering. Foot for the French, you need to roll a 1 through 4. So they are they horse guns or are they?
Oh, I assume they're foot.
Oh, they are
They're
cheval.
horse.
Yeah, so they're
They're
horse
horse.
guns. So a 1 through 5, they limber up. So they're limbered.
Awesome. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Okay. Else? I think we're done with them.
Decide's only got those 2 regiments?
I think so.
Huh. It's kind of a small division.
Here, let me look. Let's look real quick. This is me. I could have something sitting on the other side of the map.
Let's see. No, you're right. It's just those 2 regiments, the 85th Regiment and the 108th Regiment.
Yeah, and I think his foot is still.
Yeah, his guns are still probably slogging through the brush.
This is bullshit. Who got me this damn job? All right, I think I'm done.
Take it up with your commander in chief.
Exactly. You go talk to him. I'm not. All right, I'm done.
Is he really that big a dictator there? Just tell you, scary
Title
stuff.
says it all. That's all I'm saying.
There you go. Okay, back up to the lobby.
All right.
Do. All right. Are we going to do any more? Or are we going to call it quits for the night?
Well, we actually already had one that called it quits, and so probably.
It's a good time, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got
I'm
to
just
get up bright
wrapping
and
up
early.
this,
All right, gentlemen.
Wait,
See everybody next
wrap
week.
up and yep.
So did we get?
Don't save it yet.
I think Brennan's still moving. Are you?
Yeah.
I've got a few more units to go in the core here, but we're getting there.
Do we mark the militia with something to show that it's being assaulted?
We got the little assault markers down there, right?
Yeah. You right click. You should be able to get an assault marker.
No, we got it. It's just we don't have to mark the enemy unit at all, right?
No. Normally
Okay.
what you do is, you're going to turn the marker so it faces whoever your target is, but
Okay, most people are touching. Sorry. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
They're Moscow
Turn it,
militia.
turn
You
it.
can just take them off the board right now. I mean, Save the time.
Are you kidding
on.
me? Are you kidding me? These guys.
They're in the swamp. They got it.
These guys, they are the swamp rats. They're the swamp foxes here. Liam, what is it? What was it? Wasn't there an old
I could just imagine
TV
you're
show,
telling.
the Swamp Fox, that had?
General Marion in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was. I remember seeing an old TV show. Maybe it was a black and white one.
Oh yeah, the Swamp Fox. That was my favorite when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Disney.
Yes,
a
it was
Disney.
a Disney one.
I can
And was
imagine how
it-
happy the Moscow militia are tramping around in the swamps. Just brighten their day.
Actually, in our Lini game, the Landwehr battalion repulsed the guard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So Leslie Nielsen, he was the Swamp Fox.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure he was the actor in that.
yeah. His subsequent work totally goes opposite of that.
I think he made decent money on that. What was it? Yeah, it was,
He was.
Leslie. And Patrick McCree must have played the British captain.
Carlton.
Yes. Wow. Yep. No. Yeah, I could remember as a kid watching the Mickey Mouse Club, and you'd have they'd have, the Hardy Boys, and then they had the Zorro. I love the Zorro one.
Mm-hmm.
So when my kids were little, I picked up the DVD set of the entire Zorro Disney thing, and we
Oh, wow.
watched the whole thing, a little half hour at a time for, I don't know. I mean, it was more and more and more seasons than what I ever recall seeing as a kid. It was really good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Some of that old TV is kind of cringy nowadays.
Some of it is, yeah. Some of it is like, not politically correct by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah. Such as the guys at Fort Courage.
Oh, yes. F Troop.
Yeah.
Yes, where the actors are a bunch of Italians with red painted faces, kind of a thing there, yeah. Not politically correct by today's standards. Yeah, no, a lot of those old shows do not hold up well. I think I told you, Rob, that I had found at, discount bargain bin when the kids were little, a DVD of the first, 4 or 5ve episodes of Space 1999. As a kid, I
That's
just
awesome.
loved that show.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
Me
loved
too.
that show. And then I watched it, and I'm just like, this is terrible. How on earth could I have
Did not
possibly
age well.
liked it? The acting was terrible. I mean, it was cool stuff still, but it was just
But
like,
it's,
oh my gosh, this is so bad.
I think we're so hungry for more Star Wars. Anything like that just felt good.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They relaunched The Man from U.N.C.L.E. on Netflix.
Yeah, I saw something about that. Have you watched it
I
yet,
haven't
Robert?
watched it. No, but I think it's supposed to be comedic. So
Okay.
we'll see.
I mean, they did a great reboot with Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but that was
Yeah, that's great.
that was terrific. Because that was another one that was kind of, even as a kid, I'm like, this is kind of hokey. The special
The
effects
little
were
dog.
really good. Oh yeah, the dog. They could have just
Come on.
left the little dog
The
on the
river, but
planet.
come on.
Yeah.
Another one that
And
didn't
Jane
age very
Seymour,
well.
who was the best looking
Oh.
actress on the whole thing, they killed her off in the first season. You're just like, okay, there's no point watching this now. I think I was a
Another one
teenager
that
at the time.
didn't age well was Buck Rogers. I watched.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that one didn't. Yeah.
With that little robot that went bitty 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 bitty, whatever it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
We at SSI, we were basically working with TSR doing their D&D games for the computer,
Right.
and the owner, can't remember her name, she really wanted a Buck Rogers game because her dad was part of the Buck Rogers thing.
Right.
They owned it and everything, and so they forced us to make a game. Oh, I have to do a Buck Rogers. Come on.
Please no.
It ended up being pretty good, but still.
Yeah.
The Starfighters had a really cool design.
Yes.
What was that?
I finished with the Russian 4.
Okay. Sweet. Did you say Starfinder?
No,
The
they're-
Starfighters were
Oh,
pretty cool.
Starfighter. Oh.
Yeah, that's great. It's class. The last Starfighter?
The last Starfighter, that one had, what was it? The guy who was
That's what I was thinking.
in, yeah, exactly, who was in the Music Man. I think he played
Oh, and
the
out the Music
alien or
Man?
whatever in the last Starfighter. So,
In human form.
yeah. All right, I guess we can hit the big save button. Has everybody moved?
Yeah.
Potentially? We had some Cossacks moving somewhere.
This is the
That's
800.
my last little unit there. He is.
Oh, he
going
belongs to somebody.
You can consider that move.
Some Cossacks. The bug
The
Cossacks.
Cossacks.
Boog.
Our favorite people.
He's looking for
How's
something.
that pronounced? Is it Boog? Bog? Bug?
Boo, boo, boo.
Boog?
Boog.
Boog Cossacks.
All right. Well, everybody's homework before next week is to watch Night of the Comet.
Is it Comet?
Night of the Comet.
Night
okay.
of the Comet. Huh.
Terrible D movie. Cult classic.
Oh, classic.
The
Nothing
best
like-
line of the whole movie is Daddy would have bought us Uzis. With the Valley
Oh,
Girl
that's-
accent. It's so good.
Oh, that's worthwhile. Okay.
Oh.
Good. Terrible.
Hey, Eric.
Yes.
The 17th.
The 17th.
Are you free on the 17th?
I can make myself free. Are we going to be celebrating our birthdays together?
We can do it on the 17th.
Yeah, I can do
Awesome.
that.
Happy birthday, you guys.
Yeah, Robert's birthday is on Napoleon's birthday. I'm separated by a few hundred years.
I'm definitely not channeling a spirit yet in this game, so
Well, that's okay. David is doing that for all four of you, right?
oh, but yes, I think so.
So, yeah, no, the 17th should be good. I can get somebody to cover my archery class. So,
Okay.
yeah. And we can.
You have the archery class, and you can pay me to be the target, and if it's a good price.
There you go. Yes, bring an apple, balance it precariously on your head.
I'll hold a target in front of me and run back and forth.
Well, I frequently tease some of the children that are not always the best behaved. I say, "Oh, I've got a squirrel costume." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a squirrel costume. If you keep behaving this way, I'll put you in the squirrel costume and make you run around out there." And that does not always help. A lot of times they're like, "Where is
Really?
it? Come on, I want to put it on." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you're one of those children." So, what can you do? Yeah, no, the 17th will work. I've got it on the calendar.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've got a new game that I'd be interested in having you try. It's this 1812 Napoleon's Napoleon's March. It's basically the invasion of Russia. But it looks like it's very interesting, and it's got sort of secret movement and orders and things like that. So I thought I would play it solitaire. I'm like, oh, that's not going to work. It requires another person to be paired off against. So I thought it'd be fun for us to try. I think they've got the rules online. So I'll send you a link to where they're at so you can download them and take a look. But it looks
Okay.
like it's a fun game. I saw it at Consim a year ago, and when they were playtesting it, and I thought that would be I'm usually not a huge fan of the 1812 campaign, but I thought they did a good job making it look entertaining and fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did that one last little tweak on the Russian 4. I'm done with Russian 4. We can save.
Oh, okay. We'll hit the
Okay.
happy save button again. Cool. All right. Well, we'll see everyone's happy smiling faces in theory next week.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to be able to play late on